The sun dipped low over the great Rift Valley, casting long shadows across the landscape. Keone, a young archaeologist, stood at the edge of an ancient site, her heart pounding with anticipation. For weeks, she had followed cryptic clues left by her late grandfather, a renowned historian who believed in the existence of a hidden civilization buried deep within the valley. Her team had been skeptical, but Keone's determination had kept them digging. Today, they unearthed something extraordinary, a stone tablet inscribed with symbols no one could decipher. As dusk fell, Keone's mentor, Professor Nyaga, joined her by the excavation site. "This is it, Keone," Nyaga whispered, his voice trembling. "This could be the key to everything." Keone nodded, her eyes fixed on the tablet. "But we need to decode it. Without understanding these symbols, it's just a piece of stone." That night, Keone couldn't sleep. The valley was eerily quiet. The only sounds were the occasional rustle of leaves and distant calls of nocturnal animals. She stared at the tablet, tracing the symbols with her fingers, hoping for a breakthrough. Suddenly, a strange sensation washed over her. The symbols seemed to glow faintly under the moonlight. Startled, Keone grabbed her notebook, jotting down every detail. A pattern emerged, an ancient map pointing to a location deep within the valley. The next morning, Keone presented her findings to the team. Excitement buzzed through the camp as they prepared for the expedition. They followed the map, trekking through dense forests and rocky terrains. The journey was arduous, but Keone's resolve never wavered. Days passed, and the team finally reached a hidden cave. Its entrance was concealed by thick vines. As they stepped inside, the air grew cold, and an unsettling silence enveloped them. The cave walls were adorned with more symbols, but this seemed different, darker, almost malevolent. Keone's flashlight flickered, casting ominous shadows. Her heart raced as they ventured deeper into the cave. Suddenly, a chilling wind blew through the tunnel, extinguishing their lights. Panic set in, but Keone urged her team to stay calm. Using her flashlight, she illuminated a massive chamber ahead. In the center stood an ancient altar, surrounded by strange artifacts. Atop the altar lay a book bound in leather, its cover inscribed with the same symbols from the tablet. Professor Nyaga approached the altar cautiously. "This book could hold the answers we seek," he said, reaching for it. As his fingers touched the book, a low rumble echoed through the cave. The ground trembled, and the team struggled to maintain their balance. The walls seemed to close in, and a sense of dread filled the air. Keone grabbed Nyaga's arm. "We need to leave now." They sprinted towards the exit, the rumbling growing louder behind them. Just as they emerged from the cave, a deafening roar erupted, and the entrance collapsed in a cloud of dust and debris. Breathing heavily, the team stared at the sealed cave. Keone clutched the book tightly, her mind racing with questions. What had they unleashed? What secrets lay within the pages of the ancient text? Back at the camp, Keone and Nyaga examined the book. Its pages were filled with cryptic symbols and illustrations depicting rituals and ceremonies. As they deciphered the text, a disturbing revelation unfolded. The hidden civilization was not just an advanced society, but one that had delved into dark, forbidden practices. The symbols were part of an ancient curse meant to protect their secrets from outsiders. By uncovering the book, Keone and her team had awakened a force beyond their comprehension. That night, strange occurrences plagued the camp. Shadows moved without explanation, whispers echoed in the darkness, and an unshakable feeling of being watched gripped everyone. Keone realized that the only way to stop the curse was to return the book to the altar and seal the cave for good. With heavy hearts, the team prepared for one final journey back to the site. Under the cover of night, they retraced their steps. The valley seemed to pulse with an ominous energy. As they reached the cave, Keone held the book tightly, determined to right the wrong. With a deep breath, she placed the book back on the altar. The ground shook, and a blinding light filled the chamber. When it subsided, the cave entrance began to seal itself, as if the valley was reclaiming its secrets. The team stood in silence, the weight of their discovery heavy on their shoulders. They knew they had stumbled upon something extraordinary, something that should remain hidden. As they left the valley, Keone looked back one last time. The secrets of the Great Rift Valley would remain a mystery, but the lessons learned will stay with her forever. Some knowledge was meant to be forgotten, and some secrets were best left buried.